And for plot 11 and 12, we have HLM Architects.
The whole idea of someone buying this house is that we reckon that it will use up to 80% less energy than a standard house. So given that current energy bills are getting towards £1,000 a year, that's a real attraction for someone to buy a house like this. The cost to run the house in terms of heating will be just over £100 a year, so that's less than £10 a month. Plot 11 is a passive house. As part of the strategy to do the competition, we looked at a number of low energy housing models from across Europe and the UK, and we turned to the passive house model. The passive house was pioneered in Germany in the early 90s, and translated to Scottish housing really results in ultra low energy housing, which effectively dispenses with conventional heating systems altogether. I think for us there's four key elements to how the passive house works. First one is really about form and orientation. Orientating the house carefully to make the most of solar gains, making sure there's a compact form which minimises heat loss. Second thing really is about the envelope. It's extremely low U values of 0.1 for walls, floors and roof. Super insulated triple glazed windows. It's a really airtight building, so 10 times more airtight than current building regulations, about 0.6 air changes per hour. And the third element of that is really about minimising thermal bridging. The next key element really is about introducing fresh air. So we've got continuous supply of fresh air through a mechanical ventilation system which recovers heat, so that it really minimises heat loss, keeps all the heat within the house so that the house can effectively be heated by occupants of the house and the internal appliances. The fourth element is really then looking at how you heat hot water now that space heating is as low as it possibly can be. So we've employed some renewable technologies in the back garden, using an air source heat pump to provide hot water. Two real benefits to all of that in terms of passive house. One is substantially reduced energy bills. We reckon that hot water and space heating is about 80% less than a standard typical 3-bedroom house. Second real key benefit is the internal quality of the house in terms of thermal comfort and also in terms of air quality. We reckon that the real benefits for people with allergies, people with asthma, etc. Internally what we've done, we've tried to really zone the house in terms of how it responds to the climate. So the south of the house is what we've sort of called the climate inclusive side. So this opens up to the climate, brings in a lot of solar gains. So there's a lot of glazing, it's quite a contemporary facade to that side of the house. The north side, which you see here, is a lot more traditional, a lot quieter, a bit of a quieter demeanour and more kind of traditional in terms of what you might see in the Highlands. So really on the south side is all the living spaces, the bedrooms, living room, dining room. And on this north side is all the sort of service zones. There's the bathrooms, the kitchen, stores, all the plant spaces. So that really helps with the whole energy strategy. This passive house model has been developed and tried and tested over 20 years in Germany. And so we're really bringing it here. So it will be certified at the end of the day, so we know it will perform as it's expected to perform. There's been a lot of challenges along the 3 years, a lot of challenges to the client group in terms of the financial climate and deliverability of the whole thing. So yeah, we've had to make some compromises along the way, but I think the bigger picture is the passive house aspect of it and sort of bringing this almost prototype test bed to Scotland, looking at how we can build a passive house, how we can bring that from Germany to the Scottish climate, how we can do that with Scottish materials, with local labour, local expertise, and try and monitor that and see how we can learn from this and make this a model for low energy housing in Scotland in the future, really. I think we have succeeded so far. I think part of what we want to do is really monitor the house over a year or so, hopefully with 3 different families, see how it works out. But yeah, I think the important thing is to learn a lot from this and build on it in the future.